Plate Special, Red Hickey.
Hey, yo, welcome to the Blue Plate Special. It is real live music right here in beautiful downtown Knoxville, Tennessee. And we're here hanging out inside Visit Knoxville, and you can be here too and join us for some live music. But if you can't be here with us, know it is streaming live right now on all of the WDVX socials, as well as our YouTube channel, where you can watch it back later at your convenience. Well, our guest today is visiting with us from Seacliff, New York. Y'all give a great big welcome to Roger Street Friedman to the Blue Plate Special.
Thank you. Woke up in your feather bed with a hammer beating in my head. Folded up in satin and silver with another promise that couldn't deliver. Lovers come and lovers go, just like puffs of smoke. My breath is ragged and my eyelids are heavy. They lead who open them ain't been so easy. Any hope I might have left has been whittled down to one fine edge. Dreams they come and dreams they go, just like puffs of smoke. Oh, thinking on a plan. Oh, where I do everything I can do to do the best I can. I count my friends on one thin hand. That universe will not expand. Lately we just drink and make small talk. Without the liquor it gets way too awkward. Friends they come and friends they go, just like puffs of smoke. Oh, thinking on a plan. Oh, where I do everything I can do to do the best I can. Minnie Jordan now. Lift up my lids with the help of coffee to find another full-blown day behind me. Think I better get up off my ass, you know. Feels like I'm sliding down the hill real fast. Life it comes and life it goes, just like puffs of smoke. Oh, thinking on a plan. Best I can. Thank you. Well, we were packing up my mom's house after she passed away, I remember taking all these big green garbage bags filled with mementos out to the curb and closing the door, me and my two brothers, and driving away and realizing that there was no more childhood home. You know, that was it. I went home and I started to write this song, and I'm from Long Island, and yeah, that doesn't usually get a woo at all down here. So I didn't think Long Island's a great place, really it is, but I didn't think it was the best place to set the song. So I set it in Texas. And it's about two brothers who are having margaritas in a Tex-Mex place down in Texas and toasting to their folks and lamenting how things change. It's called Pour Me Another. The smell of frying pancakes, Daddy's old-time music playing from the grooves on a thick RCA, and the sun shone through lace curtains while the laughter trickled like rain. As a kid, I sure was certain nothing would ever change. So hey, senorita, pour me another strong margarita and one for my brother. Here's to the old man and one for our beautiful mother. Now that it's gone, there is no place like home. They pack up the rusty Falcon, me and Bobby in the back, with the second-hand smoke for a 4-hour ride to the mountains, past the ranches and the road signs all shot full of holes. She was young and loving with sweet brown eyes. He was lean and handsome and tall. I can still see them now from that faraway time. And some nights when the wind cries, I can still hear them call. Hey, senorita, pour me another strong margarita and one for my brother. Here's to the old man and one for our beautiful mother. Now that it's gone, there is no place like home. Nothing stays the same. 6 lanes of pavement from 1 lane of dirt. The past gets hauled away in green plastic bags filled with memories left out on the curb. Texas was as hard as a cast iron pan, as big and as wide as the whole southern sky, with a wind-tortured mesquite and wild waving grass. She lays in my memory like pure peace of mind, but those days are long gone behind us. Now there's chains of hotels and the huge big box store, and the tract homes are grown where our own used to be. So it don't really feel much like home anymore. Hey, senorita, senorita, pour me another strong margarita, and one for my brother. Here's to the old man, and one for our beautiful mother. Thank you.
This is Roger Street Friedman with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. Now, if you're trying to search him out there, you spell it like fried man, like fried chicken, but it's not pronounced that way. At least not in the North. I'll put it that way. So thanks for coming out and seeing us today.
Thanks for having us back.
On the Blue Plate Special. Now, Roger's been here before, but it was pre-pandemic. It was a whole nother lifetime ago. So we'll just talk about things. You said you grew up at Coney Island?
No, I grew up on Long Island.
Oh, Long Island.
Long Island, yes, but I spent a bunch of time my parents and I had sort of a mutual falling out when I was about 15, and we.
No.
Yeah.
No, kids never do that.
No, we never do, and they sent me to boarding school. It was kind of a mutual decision, which was great, in Sedona, Arizona. And so this kid from the suburbs of New York got plopped down into the middle of the great Southwest, and just like my eyes wide open, and just it was life-changing, really. And so I spent a lot of time in the Southwest, and then came back to New York for a while, then moved to Colorado, and then back to New York for the balance.
So when did music come in that timeline?
Well, music started for me way back. My brothers both played guitar, so I grew up surrounded by it. My dad was an old folk. He loved listening to Pete Seeger and Woody Guthrie and Oscar Brand and all those people. And so I started playing very young and writing, and then was pursuing it sort of as a young adult, 18, 19, 20. But then life sort of intervened and took a left turn, got into completely out of music for a long time until 2004 when my dad passed away. And 2005 I got married. 2006, 2 weeks before my daughter was about to be born, my mom died suddenly. And all of a sudden I just started writing music again, and went into a recording studio to do a demo just on a lark. And I was playing and singing into the microphone, and it was like one of those scenes from a movie where the world goes from black and white to color. And that was about 15 years ago, and it's been 11 years since I released my first album, and now 5 albums later, and 11 years later, here we are.
Okay, so it seems that personal things motivate you to write. Do you ever co-write? Do you like writing with other people?
I do like I did a stint of that. I was going back and forth to Nashville in 2020. Actually, my third album, Rise, there are a bunch of co-writes on that. And since then, I just haven't been able to travel as much down there. So it's been mostly, me doing it by myself, which is lonely but rewarding.
Well, you're not alone up there. You want to introduce your friends to the radio folks?
Absolutely. To my left is, on upright bass and vocals, is Matt Schneider from Albany, New York.
I have a little fun fact about myself, that I used to play principal bass in the Knoxville Symphony right down the block.
All right.
So it's my first time back since 2008. Yeah.
They're performing tonight.
All right.
And to my right is Minnie Moline Jordan from Central Texas.
So the new project, or the current project, is called Long Shadows, and I'm going to assume it's streaming on all the music platforms out there.
It is absolutely everywhere.
And robertstreetfriedman.com for more information. You can find out all kinds of things, tour schedule and all kinds of interesting things there at the website. And there's a merch table here in-house as well where you can shake and howdy with him afterwards and, thank him for being here with us today. But for now, I'm going back out of the way. This is Roger Street Friedman on the WDVX Blue Plate Special.
Thank you. Yeah, so we're gonna play the single off of Long Shadows, and it's about the push and pull in a relationship and the wistfulness that we might feel from time to time about the road not taken, but then realizing that home is where you want to be, back home. So it's called Rolling In Again. She's boarding up the window while I'm pacing back and forth. She's grown tired of the workload. Long shadows paint the floors. Autumn is on the phone now, and her voice is soft as the wind. Autumn lives on the outskirts of town. She's always rolling out and rolling in again. Rolling out and rolling in again. And now I'm wandering the aisles, shopping for the perfect words. There's no extra point for style. She says that would be absurd. Autumn is on the phone now, and her voice is like a whisper across the land. Autumn drinks her tea down at the corner. She's always rolling out and rolling in again. Rolling out and rolling in again. There are wheat fields out in Kansas. They roll like ocean waves of gold. The mountains rise up in the distance as Colorado calls her home. She's always rolling out and rolling in, 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 and rolling out and rolling in again. Autumn is by the shore now, and her voice is the song on the wind. Just like the tide she watches breaking on the sand, she's always rolling out and rolling in again. Rolling out and rolling in again. Rolling out and rolling in again. Thank you.
It's Roger Street Friedman with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. Quickly, I need to mention that support for the WDVX Blue Plate Special comes from listeners just like yourselves and from Barley's down in Knoxville's Old City. It is home of the Big Plate on Fridays at noon. Malnombre will be with us tomorrow on the Big Plate. You can find out more about them by visiting our website at WDVX.com. Click on that box that says Blue Plate Special. It'll take you right on over to that calendar. Additional support comes from Modelo Especial, Corona Extra, and Visit Knoxville. So, Roger, it's a very delicate subject to bring up, but I'd read that when you were growing up, your brother was a war protester or against Vietnam.
Yes.
Your dad, a decorated World War II vet. You had to learn to straddle that line right there in music, and I see it in your music. You don't really. You stay neutral in the middle, trying to be more united than divisive.
Yes,
Divided.
yes. I try to tell stories accurately. You know what I mean? So, for instance, this next song is a story about some remains that were discovered down in Sugar Land, Texas, in 2018. The remains of 95 convict laborers from post-Civil War plantation work, and I'm not really trying to judge. I'm just trying to tell the story, you know. So that's sort of the way I approach it. I don't want to bang my point of view over anybody's head. And I think really we are more alike than not, and that there are people who profit and benefit from making us afraid of each other, and we shouldn't fall for it.
Love always wins. So, I'm out of the way, y'all. We're going to get more music right here from Roger Street Friedman on the Blue Plate Special.
Thank you. So like I said, this is about these 95 convict laborers. Their remains were discovered down in Sugar Land, Texas in 2018, and I'm just trying to tell the story. But it's cool. If you Google the Sugar Land 95, it's very, very interesting, and it's a little piece of history we didn't really learn in school, which is what got me really interested in it. It's called The Ghosts of Sugar Land. One block east of Ellis Creek on Highway 98, in the graveyard of the old Imperial Farm, the bones of convict laborers lay. Up until their bones were found, this story went unheard, for the sons of bitches that buried them away didn't want you to know a word. The slaves were freed in 63 while the Civil War raged. In 65, the Confederates lost the war and the wealth that slavery made. Abolition was signed and sealed, but held one fateful flaw: no man shall be a slave, it said, unless he broke the law. Now you can park your truck by the railroad track, look left to right, but never back. Plant survey stakes right where you stand, but you can't silence the ghosts of Sugar Land. Imperial sugar was built and thrived on the juice of the sugar cane. In the town of Sugar Land, Texas, on the backs of tortured slaves, On the bare heels of the Civil War, its fortunes had run dry. No free labor in the field, or the millman imperial sugar might die. Now you can build your house with the finest wood, plant colorful gardens and water them good, make your feather beds and your master plans, but you can't silence the ghost of Sugarland. Lost the South were put right back in power. To see as equal those they'd once owned was a bitter pill and sour. And to share their streets and sidewalks caused the shame deep in their souls. The black codes and the convict lease killed two birds with one stone. And you can fill your kitchens with stainless steel, buff up the past on the grinding wheel, raise your cocktail glass and wash your hands, but you can't silence the ghosts of Sugarland. The black codes turn living while black into a felony. They pick a man up for vagrancy just walking down the street. For a petty offense, the fine too dear to pay the court its fee, so they could send him to the prison farm and lease him to the company. Now you can pour your coffee in a fancy cup, add in the sugar and stir it up, hold your sweet daydreams in both your hands, but you can't silence the ghost of Sugarland. Imperial sugar worked those men till their bodies were bent and torn. The hellhole on the Brazos is how Imperial Farm was known. Just a lucky few survived their time, many more were left for dead. The ink on the company's books was black, but the blood on its hands was red. Now you can pay lip service to the golden rule. Sugarcoat what gets taught in school, from your brand new homes on hallowed sand, but you can't silence the ghosts of Sugarland. No one knows the names of those buried in these graves. History's been covered up and mostly washed away. All that stands to mark this site is one white wooden cross, a rusty gate and a few small stones, not one sign of remorse. Now you can dress yourselves in your Sunday best, pray to the Lord for a day of rest, wave your plastic flags and your paper fans, but you can't silence the ghosts of Sugarland. Tell me if those spirits rose, what is it they'd say? To look over the landscape at where things stand today. They tell us not to be afraid of what history might teach. They'd say that we must make this land more just, humane, and free. If we open our ears, we'll hear their call to see the bonds that bind each to all, and seek the truth with hearts and hands, and free the ghosts of Sugarland. Free the ghosts of Sugarland. Thank you so much.
Roger Street Friedman with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. We're going to get one last tune from the gang here, but before we do that, we want to invite everybody back again tomorrow. Again, we will be at Barley's for the Big Plate. Now, Mal Nombre will be with us tomorrow on the show. You can learn more about them by visiting WDVX.com. We are a listener-supported radio station. If you like what we do, there's always a little donation box in the back of the room. A little love in the box helps us keep the good music going on the Blue Plate Special. RogerStreetFriedman.com for more information, and Long Shadows streaming out there on those music platforms, as well as a merch table right here inside Visit Knoxville, where you can stop by and shake and howdy and thank them for being here with us on the show today. Are y'all headed back home from here?
Actually, we're going to Richmond tomorrow night to
okay.
play, and then Bethesda, and then northern New Jersey, and then home.
All right, so they're headed north.
Heading north.
And will you all leave us with a last one here today?
Sure. So I'm actually going to sing a song that's based on my own grandfather's immigration story. He came over from Russia. He had to escape abuse and conscription into the Russian army at 13 years old. And he came over here by himself and made a life. And in those days, the immigration laws weren't quite as restrictive as they are today. His family has been able to live the veritable American dream. So this is a song about that American dream. It's called The Sun Never Sets. When I was just a boy, I sailed across the ocean. When I landed in this city, I had nothing at all. I worked for a tailor, slept on his table. He gave me extra blankets when the summer turned to fall. Back where I came from, I swam across a river with the soldiers not too far behind, and just one dream ahead. Prayers on my fingers, hope in my heart, and the last words I ever heard my father say, running through my head. Keep your head high. The trials come by fire, and they will try your faith. The harder it gets, the darker it seems, but the sun never sets on a dream. The sun never sets on a dream. Steam rose on the harbor, the dawn lit up a golden torch that beckoned to the passengers at railings 20 deep. And God smiled on this nation of immigrants and refugees, born of the idea that all are equal and free. Keep your head high. The trials come by fire, and they will try your faith. The harder it gets, the darker it seems, but the sun never sets on a dream. The sun never sets on a dream. The sun may set on hatred, it will set on you and me. The sun may set on injustice, may that be our day our children live to see. Keep your head high. The trials come by fire, and they will try your faith. The harder it gets, the darker it seems, but the sun never sets on a dream. The sun never sets on a Thank you so much. Thanks to WDVX. Thanks to Red.
That's Roger Street Friedman. Thank y'all, and join us again next time for more real live music on the Blue Plate Special.